The big science questions on Brainiac tonight. Physics, which bomb produces the biggest splash? Chemistry, what happens when you mix up gardening with high explosives? Biology, how much weight can resident Brainiac boffin Jon Tickle lose in just 4 hours?
Fast food, plenty of beer, and not enough sleep. That's how I keep in shape.
So, in Brainiac tradition, let's start things off with a bang by creating a bubble bath with a difference. 1 kiddie's paddling pool. Fill it up and add just a little washing up liquid. And then the secret ingredient, hydrogen, and lots of it. Millions of bubbles full of explosive gas. Combined, they make one big hydrogen bomb. Light the fuse and leg it. The bubbles explode in the twinkling of an eye, leaving a gently deflating pool of water. Certainly could make bath time more interesting.
Brainiac.
The internet, 95% of it is rubbish. But if you are brave enough to surf through all the garbage, you can come up with some real gems. For instance, I have here plans downloaded from the internet that claim you can build using easily obtained items a fully functioning personal hovercraft. Blimey! We've got to give that a go.
Brainiac.
Our Brainiacs have been out shopping for the easily obtainable materials, so let's check we've got everything, OK? We need 1 electric leaf blower, very nice, 12 feet of foam pipe insulation, and 1 sheet of heavy plastic. Very good. You've got the contact cement and the staple gun, electric drill, electric saw, and a sheet of plywood. We've got the lot. Let's see if this thing works.
First job is to cut the plywood into a circle using the electric saw.
Right, that's the board cut out. Now then.
The foam insulation will act as a bumper bar should we crash. Make an airtight bag by stapling the plastic sheet to the board and cutting a hole large enough to fit in the leaf blower. We're having to reinforce the centre to keep the plastic anchored to the board, and we're cutting circles into the bag so it doesn't explode.
OK, we've got the plate for the centre. If we put that on, this basically holds it down so that the bag will sort of balloon out round it.
Now, this thing should work by the leaf blower inflating the plastic, which in turn pushes against the floor to provide a ground-hugging skirt, which, in theory, should lift the entire hovercraft off the ground.
Excellent. It is built. Let's get it off the stand, and we want to see if it works.
Now, our creation isn't going to work on gravel, so we're putting down tarpaulin to make a smoother test track.
We're putting water down on the surface because that'll actually help reduce the friction, which will be good. And then it's time for the first flight. Oh, looks fabulous.
Obviously, introducing electricity near water wasn't our greatest move, but in the interest of answering the big science questions, we had to do it.
Stand well back. I don't know if there's a particular technique to this. You ready? I'm hovering. Well, it hovers, but there's no means of propulsion, no way of pushing the thing along. So, what about our old friend CO2? Right, let me talk you through the modifications we've now made to my machine. We've got the leaf blower, that's going to give us the hover as before, but now we've added this CO2 canister with the nozzle there. So when I fire this, it's going to be a rocket-propelled hovercraft, or just a big crash. So there you go. You really can build yourself a hovercraft using instructions off the internet. Just don't expect to cross the channel on it, eh?
Here's one for you. Are zebras black with white stripes or white with black stripes?
Ever find yourself thinking about someone, and then amazingly, only a few moments later, the phone rings, and it's that exact same person? Nah, me neither. But it happens to some people, and they reckon it's down to ESP, extrasensory perception. Psychics say that we are all in some way spiritually connected, and that we should all be able to read each other's minds. Well, we at Brainiac will not shirk in examining even the flakiest of scientific notions. So now we put ESP to the test.
A pair of twins and 6 numbered paintball guns. It's believed that ESP is strongest in twins because they come from the same single egg. So if mind reading does work, these guys should be able to do it.
Okay.
Well, let's see. The guns are all loaded. Brother One will now take the paint bullets out of one of them and throw them away. His brother must obviously not see which one is chosen, and it's also important that no one else does either. We can only cope with one lot of ESP flying around. Brother One has chosen his gun and disables it. He's now led away to a separate area to get changed. Brother Two now gets some time alone with the guns. At this point, he can try and pick up some psychic vibes, some kind of cosmic hint as to which gun is the empty one. He needs maximum concentration.
Time's up.
Okay.
We're ready for the shoot-off. The first brother is changed. He's now wearing his best suit. It's the suit he got married in, and he's very fond of it. The second brother stands by. He now has to choose a gun to fire at his twin. Brother One tries to send thought waves across to his twin to tell him which gun is empty. He's thinking hard of the number of the unloaded one. Brother Two tries to pick up that number. He wants to choose the unloaded gun and save his brother's favorite suit. ESP is said to work best in moments of surprise or pain. Both could be flying around here.
Okay.
It looks like he's ready. He's only got one go at this. So, ESP, real or rubbish? Ah, well, that's that then. So much for ESP. Into the box marked superstitious rubbish.
Hello, I'm Penny Smith. You're watching Brainiac. Nice balloons.
Here on Brainiac, we believe in asking the really important questions. Like, which roll of tape in your kitchen drawer is the stickiest?
We're putting 3 tapes to the test today. Masking tape, clear sticky tape, and parcel tape. Our method is simple. Take one specially built table and one Brainiac. Take 2 rolls of tape and affix Brainiac to table. Each roll is 66 meters long by 5 centimeters wide, which gives us a total sticky area of 3,300 square centimeters per roll, roughly the area of 10 full-size snooker tables. Masking tape is the cheapest of our sticky rolls, providing us with 27.3 square centimeters per penny, in case you were wondering. With both rolls applied, it's time to turn the table on our Brainiac. Now he is hanging face down, supported by nothing more than our 2 rolls of masking tape. We're timing to see how long the tape can hold our Brainiac in place. We didn't have to wait too long for our masking tape. It lasted 1 minute, 31 seconds. We'll be back later in the show to see which of the other two tapes will make our Brainiac the most stuck up. Gardening. What a load of old gimmicks. But then again, I suppose someone's got to do it. Our Brainiac's down at the genetically modified Brainiac garden, tending to the plants. But already he's fed up with all that digging, weeding and watering. But the most boring part has to be muck spreading. Looks like he's hatched a plan. 2 bags of the finest cow poo. Add 1 stick of trinitrotoluene, that's TNT to you and me. Consisting of carbon, oxygen and nitrogen, TNT is so chemically unstable that just 1 gram of the stuff can produce 1 litre of explosive gas. It's normally used to blast coal faces or by well-financed terrorists. But in the hands of a Brainiac, it's a DIY muck spreader. So there you have it, muck spreading the lazy man's way. Still to come, can a water cooler get done for speeding? We continue our quest to find the stickiest tape. Brainiac boffin Jon Tickle sheds pounds for scientific research.
Wow, that's a massive 5.1 grams. Excellent work for 5 minutes. What's next?
And safe cracking courtesy of our good friends, the British Army. Throughout the series, the Brainiacs have on numerous occasions bravely put their bodies on the line in the search for scientific facts. Now, once again, we need the use of their flab to find out once and for all which type of bomb makes the biggest splash. This is the specialised Brainiac bombing crew, a group of Brainiacs who are prepared to risk their bodies in search of scientific truths. Today, they'll be bombing from a 5-metre platform in an effort to establish which type of bomb makes the biggest splash. The first bomb we'll be testing is the standard bomb. Both knees should be pulled up towards the chest to make the body as compact as possible, therefore concentrating all of the body mass onto the smallest area. The second bomb we'll be looking at is the knee drop, where only 1 knee is pulled to the chest, with the other remaining in the drop position. Adopting this technique means greater splash height, but less water displacement. Now, the selection process for the Brainiac bombing squad really wasn't too difficult. All they had to do was say they were up for it. But as the experiment progressed, it appeared some of our bombing experts could talk the talk, but not walk the walk. In fact, not once did these two actually manage to make a bomb. All they really succeeded in doing was showing us how it should not be done. After the dropping of many bombs, we managed to establish a few things. The object was to determine which bomb made the biggest splash, but that all depends on how you define biggest. If it's displacing the most water that you're after, then the classic bomb is the one to drop. It moves a lot of water, but doesn't get a lot of height. We've awarded the bog standard bomb a splash rating of 7.5. If, though, you define big as being high, then without doubt the knee drop will do the job. It just requires the right technique. Arch the back just before entry for maximum splash height. We've awarded the knee drop a massive Brainiac bomb rating of 9. The final thing we learned was that if you want to look like a big girl's blouse on TV, then this is all you have to do. Not what you'd call top bombing.
Brainiac.
It's a fun day out for our littlest Brainiac. He's barely 5 feet tall. Oh dear, he wants to go on this ride, but there's a height restriction, so he's not allowed on. He's not far off, only a few centimetres too small. I wonder, can we stretch him and get him on the ride? Down at the lab, we get an exact measurement. From head to toe, he's 153 centimetres. Time for bed for our guinea pig. We're going to leave him in the lab to get a good night's sleep. Scientists reckon that we shrink during the day due to gravity compacting the spine. Will our Brainiac grow in all the right places during the night? Well, let's see. Wakey, wakey, time for your morning stretch. We'll soon get you longer. Easy does it now. Don't want to tear him. OK, let's measure him again. Has our Brainiac grown? Well, look at that. We've added 4 centimetres to his little body. Now he can go on that ride. No problems with the height restriction now. Enjoy it while it lasts, big fella. You'll be tiny again by tea time. Pub science, the Brainiac alternative to getting off with the landlord's daughter.
What about if I boil water in a £20 note? Will you be impressed then? You need to make a little water trough, hold the corners in place with paper clips, like so. Now we have a water trough. All I needed some water to put into the trough. Some water, and there we go. Oh, I'll do it again, hang on. Now, will you verify it is boiling there?
No, it's boiling and steaming.
Definitely boiling and steaming. Can we replace this man's money?
Listen, mate, I told you, not in my pub, all right? Go on, get out of here. I tell you, this tin-pot science me off. Go on, get out of it.
Dear John, David Blaine managed to lose 4 stone by living in a box for 44 days. How much weight do you reckon you could lose in just 4 hours? Lots of love, Jane from Dundee. And I see you've put some kisses down here, Jane, but no telephone number, unfortunately. Well, it's a very good question. Hello there. I'm here for the intensive weight loss programme.
Right, that's fine. Just go up those stairs and wait upstairs. Somebody will be with you.
Lovely,
in 2
thank you.
minutes, okay?
First things first, I'd better find out how much I weigh before I start the weight loss programme. Right then, the moment of truth. Just shy of 85 kilos. I could probably do with some of these treatments, really. First up in the weight loss programme is getting rid of some of my unsightly and unwanted bodily hair. The time starts now.
Good morning. Are you comfortable?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
Just a little worried, that's all.
No, don't worry.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
It's not that bad. You got a good skin.
Ooh, fantastic. Well, that's it. The worst of it's over. We've done 12 of these strips, and each one contains about 4 grams of hair. So it's about 50 grams in all, but with 25 minutes on the clock, I'm only losing about 2 grams a minute at the moment. I think we're going to have to try something else. Every year, we lose between 30 and 40,000 microscopic skin cells from our body. That equates to about 4 kilograms of dead skin a year, or 11 grams a day. So hopefully, with this exfoliation treatment, I'll be losing a little more weight.
It's a bit ticklish, huh?
Yeah, a little bit ticklish, yeah.
Do you do exercise?
No, none at all. Don't believe in it. Exercise is bad. It can only make you ill and out of breath and tired.
Nice.
Far better just to sit on the sofa from the word go, and then you never work up a sweat. Also, it's my careful diet of pizza and burgers
Oh, my God.
and sandwiches and Chinese. Fast food, plenty of beer, and not enough sleep. That's how I keep in shape. It's the body wrap next. The body wrap is good for losing body fat, getting rid of toxins, getting rid of that cellulite we all hate on our thighs and hips, ladies, don't we? So Emma, it's up to you and your fantastic hands. What's next?
1, 2, 3. Here you go.
And now for the really hard part of the treatment. Whilst the body wrap does its work, I have to lie here and do absolutely nothing for a whole glorious hour. We're just over 90 minutes into my course of treatment, so let's go and see how much weight I've lost. Okay, fantastic. Just around 84 kilos, slightly less. Over 50% of my body mass is made up of water. So that's 40 kilograms of water that we've got to play with. Many boxers and jockeys dehydrate themselves in saunas. Let's see how effective that technique is for me. Phew, hot work. Well, I feel like I've sweated buckets, but the real proof will come when I step on those scales. And the scores and the doors are just over 83.5 kilos. So I've lost, not very much in the sauna, about 300 grams. With the exception of the soles of the feet and the palms of the hand, the human skin is covered with hairs. The scalp alone has over 100,000 of them. It's all got to add up, so a number 1 all over, please. OK then, let's find out how much weight I've lost just by having my hair cut. Wow, that's a massive 5.1 grams. Excellent work for 5 minutes. What's next? 3:49 on the clock. There's only 11 minutes to go before our 4 hours are up. I can go all out now. Every little bit will help. So I'm going to get my toenails clipped. This feels very unnatural. My beard shaved off. And I'm even going to have my nostril hair trimmed. About 4 minutes to go, so I've got one more stop to make. Ooh, less than a minute to go. I'd better use the time wisely. Right, that's that gone.
And the grand total is just under 83 kilos. So there you go, Jane. I've lost 2 kilos or thereabouts in under 4 hours. The bad news is I'm going to put all of that weight back on when I have a couple of pints in the pub, which I might as well go and do now.
Brainiac. Newton's third law of motion is an old Brainiac favourite. It's the for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction routine. It's a theory we've put to the test several times before, and it was the inspiration behind turning an office water cooler bottle into a rocket.
Jon Tickle borrowed a bottle and made a couple of minor modifications. Now, when air is pumped into the bottle, the pressure builds and builds until the bottle can no longer hold its contents, and at this point, the water is forced out, turning the humble bottle into a glorious rocket.
Excellent!
We liked that experiment so much, we thought we'd see what happens if you use the same principle to power a craft along the ground.
For this experiment, we've inserted an elbow-bend pipe, so the only way for the CO2 to escape will be by forcing the water out through the neck of the bottle at high speed. This force should propel the bottle along the track. Well, at least we know it works. So in true Formula One style, a quick pit stop and a new set of wheels is in order. Hopefully, with the changes in place, a greater distance will be achieved. So, some success. Next plan of attack is to try some sturdier but heavier wheels to help with the direction. The only problem is, the more weight we add, the less distance it'll travel. Now the big question, will the new wheels carry the rocket straighter and therefore further? Well, it did go straighter, but it also went a lot slower. So what about putting in a JBD, a jet blast deflector. They're the things aircraft carriers have to protect personnel and craft from the blast. Not only do they look cool, but it might just help us with our thrust. Well, if it did make a difference, it was marginal, but every little bit helps. So for our final attempt, we've decided to do all we can to lessen the weight. We removed the big wheels, the axles and the casters, and screwed the lighter wheels straight onto the frame. No chance of us getting stopped for speeding, but we've certainly given a new meaning to drink driving.
I'm Peter Logan, and this is my exploding paste. When it's wet, it's safe, but when it's dry, it's very unstable.
Logan's paste is made using iodine crystals and one other secret chemical. It's so volatile that when dry, even the movement of a small insect can detonate it. Peter Logan first made his exploding paste while at school after concocting a recipe from an old textbook. Way back then, the only use he found for it was practical jokes. Many decades later, nothing has changed. In this Brainiac experiment, we're determining which commonly used household tape is the stickiest. We've already tested masking tape by attaching our Brainiac to this specially built table, using just 2 rolls of tape. He hung there for 1 minute and 31 seconds. Now we're going to try some clear sticky tape, and because they are half the width of the other tapes, we're using twice the number of rolls, so that the surface area used is exactly the same. By the way, this stuff is the most expensive of the 3, giving us only 7.9 square centimetres per penny, compared with masking tape's bargain basement price of 27.3 pence per square centimetre. Some blokes fly all the way to Bangkok to experience this. Our Brainiac doesn't know how lucky he is, and it's all in the name of science. With all the tape applied, it was time to flip him over and start the clock. So far, so good, and the most expensive stuff seems to be doing a good job of holding our Brainiac to the board. 1:31 is the time to beat, and already the clear sticky tape has passed that, coming up to the 2-minute mark. It's an outstanding effort by the clear sticky tape, but the strain is starting to show. Not on our Brainiac. He looks quite relaxed. Well, he did. 2:33 the time, 61 seconds longer than the masking tape. Definitely stickier, but also more expensive. 2 down, 1 to go. Will Parcel tape be able to hang on longer? We'll find out later in the show. Over this series of Brainiac, we've been asking if it's better to be fat or thin in various life-threatening situations. We've discovered that if you're stranded at sea, it's better to be big, as the fatter you are, the more you float. However, if you're caught in a blizzard with a cheap umbrella, you stand a better chance of protecting yourself against the elements if you're thin. When it came to handling the heat, once again our thin guy managed to keep his cool while surrounded by 5 very powerful heaters. He may have been able to handle the heat, but he couldn't handle the breeze. In hurricane conditions, it was the big guy that came out on top. Yeah! So what about being stranded on the North Pole in just your swimwear? Our guys sat in a chill room maintained at a constant 0 degrees Celsius. The first person's body temperature to fall below 34 was declared the loser. And it was our fat guy that triumphed easily. On this Fat v Thin, is it better to be an under or overweight victim of an earthquake? For this experiment, we've set up an earthquake simulation testing zone, complete with an earthquake simulator. To stop the subjects from using their arms for balance, they've been given a cup of tea to consume. First up, our 6.5 stone weakling. The clock will stop running when each subject has either had enough or fallen off. Whoever can stay on the simulator the longest will be declared the winner. Our thin guy managed a time of 42 seconds and had a maximum seismic experience of 49, which works out as about 6.2 on the Richter scale. Now our man Mountain, weighing in at 22 stone. A huge effort from our fat guy, maxing out with a seismic experience of 65. That's about 8.4 on the Richter scale and lasting for a time of 47 seconds. This time, on Fat v Thin, it's better to be weighty than weedy. Yeah! Still to come. Does high-performance equipment result in a high-performance performance?
Come on, come on, come on, come on!
The search goes on for the stickiest household tape. And safe cracking. Can the British Army blow the bloody doors off?
Run out of water? Don't waste money on fancy bottled water. Make your own. Take 2 lots of hydrogen. Add 1 lot of oxygen. Whoa, bang coming up. Apply match and... Et voila! Some water. How refreshing.
Here on Brainiac, we love a challenge, but we hate losers. Earlier in the series, we tried to get Brainiac John Henshaw to beat his personal best 100-metre dash using different motivational methods. 16.5 was the time he had to beat, but not even the lure of cold, hard cash could make him run faster. So we decided to try fear by setting this dog on him. But our Brainiac ran even slower. Maybe our Brainiac is just a lost cause, not capable of improvement. But before we write him off completely, we're giving him one last chance.
Brainiac. John, Nathan, pleased to meet you.
Nathan Lewis is a world-renowned hardman and fitness guru. He also knows a thing or two about sprinting. His challenge today is to see if he can coach and motivate Brainiac Henshaw to run the 100 metres in less than 16.5 seconds. The first thing he had to do was get a feel for what kind of task he was up against.
Where's your power coming from?
And it didn't take him long to find out. Henshaw really is rubbish.
Move these twice as fast, then we'll move twice as fast. I think he's absolutely well, I can't even use that word. But where did you pick this? God, where'd you get him from? Go.
Nathan doesn't like failure, so he's going to go all out to make sure Brainiac Henshaw can beat his personal best.
Go. No. No, no, no. Drive. Go. That's better. You slipped there. That's good.
Nathan has had some time to get to know his subject, so what does he think his chances of success are?
Bit better, bit better. Well, from 16.5 to 16 seconds would be a great achievement. Will he do that? Well, he doesn't have a choice. I'm gonna make him do it.
The final step in the process was for Nathan to assess Henshaw's mental state and to tell him not to run like a girly.
Nothing exists this side, nothing exists that side. It should become like a tunnel. And all you're doing is running down the middle.
Now, to give our Brainiac every possible assistance, we're not going to let him run in baggy training gear. We've spared no expense and have kitted him out with state-of-the-art, high-performance athletics gear, normally worn by professionals. Sadly, the stuff we got didn't come with a sewn-in lunchbox. Money couldn't motivate him, and nor could fear. But now he's had the coaching, had the pep talk, and has the outfit. set. Is it possible to make this man run a new personal best over 100 metres?
Rapid, 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 rapid. Move down, move down, move down, move down, move down. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, faster, faster with your arms. Faster, faster, faster. Go on, go on. Get up there. Good man. Good man. Good man. Good man. Good man.
Nathan seems pleased with his protege, but has Henshaw done the business?
15.62 seconds.
Well done.
So there you have it. Nathan could do the job that money and fear could not. And surprisingly, Brainiac Henshaw managed to beat his personal best by 0.88 of a second. Now, I know we're a science show, but I think that what we just witnessed could be classed as a miracle. Welcome back to our sticky testing site. We're trying to establish which roll of commonly used household sticky tape is the stickiest. We've already seen masking tape set a time of 1 minute 31 seconds, only to be beaten by clear sticky tape with an outstanding effort of 2:33. The last in our test is your no-frills Parcel tape. We've used the same amount of tape for each test, 6,600 square centimetres to be precise. That's roughly the area of 16 table tennis tables, and all of it is applied to our Brainiac to try and hold him firmly in position. Now, the current leader in this test is also the most expensive, costing 1p for every 7.9 square centimetres. This contender, however, is better value at 16.6 square centimetres per penny. With our Brainiac resembling a plastic mummy, it was time to turn him over and start the clock. 2:33 is the time to beat, but the Parcel tape really started to demonstrate its stickiness as that mark was passed with ease. And the longer the test went on, the more bored our Brainiacs got. 5 minutes came and went, and still no sign of anything coming unstuck. With 10 minutes up and the Parcel tape still holding on, 3 of our Brainiacs decided to grab a cuppa, happy in the knowledge that through their highly scientific experiment, they'd established that Parcel tape is the stickiest commonly used household tape.
We're the Brownlow boys. That's me, Terry, and this is my boy, Jamie. We've been dealing in safes for 28 years, and this one here is one of the best. So good, in fact, we're putting 200 big ones in it. And if you can crack our safe, the dough's yours. But don't count on getting inside too easy. It's nearly 1 ton of solid steel. The doors are 5.5 inches thick, and it's been specially designed to resist attack from torches and drills alike.
So far, our safe has survived many attempts to free the 200 quid from its stronghold. Not even gravity could do the job, as it was dropped 100 feet from a crane. Fire, petrol-powered angle grinders and sledgehammers roughed it up, but only a little. 2 stock cars tried the smash and grab technique to give the safe a right good kicking, but it was the cars that came off second best. Celebrity hardman Dave Courtney and chums might have cracked it if they'd had more time, but villains never like talking about more time. So, not tired of the punishment yet, our safe was up for some more. This time, explosive experts attached some gear to it that burns at 17.5 kilometres a second. But not even all that energy could find a way in. So it's time to bring in the heavyweight champion of the world, the #1 lean, mean fighting machine, the Challenger 2 tank and its 4-man crew from the Armoured Trials and Development Unit of the British Army.
Our plan of attack today is to fire 2 different natures of ammunition at the safe. The first nature is a training round that we actually use, and it's a kinetic energy round. It uses its speed and hopefully will penetrate the safe. If it penetrates the safe, then obviously the pressure will make the safe explode. The second nature is the chemical energy round, which is full of high explosive. And the idea behind this round is when it hits the safe, it will explode and hopefully blow it to smithereens.
Now, if I was the safe, I would be nervous. This is the best tank in the world. It was extremely effective in Iraq. Just ask the bad guys of Baghdad. And for a big fella, it can move 56 kilometers an hour on the road, 40 kilometers an hour cross-country. But it's the skill of the crew and the power of the weaponry that will try to crack the safe open. The first few rounds to be fired are training rounds. They travel at over 1,000 meters a second. Our safe is just 900 meters away.
3, 2, 1.
Time to inspect the damage.
One of them has obviously come pretty close, as you can see, with a glancing blow, and it's went off up and created a trench up behind the safe. So what we're going to do next is fire another 3 DST and hopefully get a round on the safe.
2, 1.
Bingo! Time to see if the army have cracked the safe.
Roger. Not pretty much left of the safe. It's destroyed.
Completely?
Completely. As you can see, there's nothing left in the safe at all. It's all been destroyed and wiped out.
So all it took was a £2 million tank firing over £3,000 worth of ammunition to get into a safe containing 200 quid that got destroyed or disappeared in the blast. I've no idea what we're going to tell the Brownlow boys.
Brainiac.
So it's been a long journey. We've come a long way, you and me. So what's it all been about? Well, we've learnt that everything is funnier if you take laughing gas. No! That it takes 7 people to start a Mexican wave. That ginger people feel less pain than brunettes.
Stop it!
That kebabs might burn your mouth. And that ESP is a load of nonsense. We've also discovered that a vigorous workout is much tougher than looking at women's breasts. That greed is a lot faster than fear. And that fat people and thin people both suffer if you don't treat them properly. We now know that only a fool gets too close to scary chemicals. That if you want to break into a safe, the best people to go to are the army. That some things are unbreakable, but that lots and lots of things can explode. The very satisfying bang. We've also learned it's better to be tired than wired. That oil is slippery. That silicon floats. That you can go very fast on a roundabout and that one man can walk on custard. Also, that you shouldn't stand in the way of a fast ball. That there are lots of things you shouldn't put in a microwave. And that there are many, many ways to travel very fast and also to crash. But at the end of it all, maybe we've discovered just one thing, one solitary piece of truth. That in this crazy, fast-moving world in which we live, you can't blow up enough caravans.
Jesus!